It's time now for Crosshairs on Real Estate, brought to you by the real estate company Treasure Coast. Call in with comments at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And now, here's your host.
Good morning, this is Jim Wicks with Crosshairs on Real Estate. Now those of you that have been listening to us know that this is not your typical cookie cutter real estate program. So we're not going to be talking about how to prepare your house for sale, add mulch to your garden, or why you should use a realtor. I've asked attorney John Martin to join us today to explain the options of bankruptcy, which might be the answer to your problems and the start of a new beginning. John is one of the foremost bankruptcy attorneys on the Treasure Coast, and he has a multidisciplinary degree. Welcome to Crosshairs, John.
Good morning, Jim, and thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure. It sounds like you've got a pretty interesting audience out there.
Yeah, I think what we run into as realtors is we run into a lot of people that, their situation goes beyond having an upside down house. Probably the biggest question that people ask me is, what exactly is the difference between, say, a Chapter 7 and a Chapter 13 bankruptcy?
Well, that's a very broad question to ask, but essentially think of a Chapter 7 like you think of a dump truck. You essentially load everything you own and everyone you owe into the truck. Then you're allowed to take certain things out that you're allowed to keep, depending on whether you continue to retain your home or not. If you surrender your home because you're so far upside down it's an impossibility for you to be able to salvage it, you can salvage probably just about everything you own. In other words, you will retain practically everything you own. 13, on the other hand, is like a payment plan that works much like a car payment, only instead of paying a car dealer or a finance company, you're paying a United States trustee to retain all of your possessions. So the misconception that bankruptcy will leave you destitute in the street with a cardboard box is a little bit overstated. The real key is full disclosure when you're going into the bankruptcy court. If you cooperate and play by the rules, you should have no problem with that type whatsoever. Financing is not out of the question just because you file bankruptcy. There are firms that offer specialized financing for people who have had the misfortune of bankruptcy. Obviously you're not going to be financing at the prevailing lowest rate that you see advertised on television. One particular lender, in fact, has a subsidiary dedicated to especially consumers that are currently in Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not a cure-all, but it certainly is a viable tool to help these people get out from under and to restart their lives with a result that they can live with.